So we're continuing with our term 2 revision test corrections in your green thin maths book. Jack, are you with me? Okay, we are on page 139, and we are now at number 18. We've done the rest on Friday. So 18 says find the minimum area of a cardboard that you need to make a box.
10 centimeters.
So here's my box, and this is a 10 by 12 by 17, a 10 by 12 by 17 centimeters. Now, the minimum area of cardboard that you need to make a box simply implies that if you look at like a tissue box, for example, they're just talking about the cardboard that will cover the surface, so that is the surface area. They're saying minimum because there is extra pieces needed for flaps. When you actually make a real box, you can't just have the amount of the surface area, you need to include more. But obviously you're only poor little grade 7s, we're not going to make you do such complicated things. So all that we're really looking for here is the surface area. When you see surface area, you must think of the Y method. Just a reminder, Y method is surface area, not volume. Volume of this little box would be length times width times height. That's a different scenario to our Y. So let's now use Y method. Remember they say Y method actually reflects this part of the box, where you can say this is my 10 down there, that one goes to my 17, and that one goes to my to the 12. That's 12. Okay, 12, that's 10, that's 17. So basically, and the order in which you do these numbers don't matter, as long as you've got 3 numbers on the 3 points there, and then we do 12 times 17. Now you guys need to give me. Where did I put my Thank you. Oh, here's mine. Okay, and then we do 12 times 10, which is obviously 120, and 17 times 10 is 170. Your next step in the Y method is to put them all together and then times by 2. The reason we times by 2 is the back. Good, Jack, the back, because here's one side that I've just worked out this area, but there is a brother to this area which is on its opposite side. So that's why I could go times all of them by 2, but the shortcut is to first put them together and just do one multiplying sum. So that's 204 plus 120 plus 170, 204 plus 120 plus 170, that's 494. And please go to the next line when you're going to say times 2. You can't say that equals 494 times 2. That would be abusing the equal sign. That is 988 centimeters squared, because it's area. Number 19 now refers to volume. So now it's 18b, sorry, 18b. Calculate the volume. Well, again, that now brings us to volume. Very few of you did this, but I have seen this in many years, and I've seen it once or twice in our class as well. If you are getting the same answer for surface area and for volume, you should know that you've done something wrong. So if you also get 988 for B, then clearly you've mistaken the one for the other. So I'm going to take the length, volume equals length times width times height, which in this case is 12 times 17 times 10. So that's basically 12 times 170. And that's 2000. And that's then centimeters cubed. Because it's volume. Volume is one of those very easy things. A volume is much simpler to work out than surface area, but once you remember your Y method, you'll be fine. Okay. At 19, they also refer to the volume of this cuboid, but what you need to first notice is that the cuboid has got its sides given in different units, and different units are no good. Do they tell us what we should give the volume in? Check there.
No.
Yes, they say correct to the nearest centimeters cubed. So to get to centimeter cubed, it's best that you then just work all of these to centimeters, and then you'll have centimeters cubed. So the first thing you have to tell me is that this is 1 centimeter. That one will stay the same. And this, what would I do with meters to get to centimeters? Times by 100, which means I move it 1, 2 spaces. So that'll be 4 centimeters. That looks about right, because now we're saying the length, width and height is 1 centimeter, 6 centimeters, 4 centimeters. That seems to fit. That seems to look right. So now for volume, I do length times width times height. Please write your formulas down. It makes you look so much smarter, and it will get you a mark even if your answer is wrong. So it's a good thing to do. If you don't write it down but you still get the right answer, then lucky you, you still get all your marks. But it's easy to make a little mistake. So keep the formula there so that you know, you tell your teacher you at least know what you're doing, even if you make mistakes. So that's 6 times 4. That's 24 centimeters cubed. Okay. Now B was quite a challenging one. It's I would say, except for number 17, I would say 19B was the next tricky one. What shape is that you see at B? Let's take a picture and add it in here. It's not a T.
It's a rectangle and another rectangle.
No, it's not a rectangle either. It's a cuboid and another cuboid.
It's 2 garages.
Look at it. Grade 7s, what would your approach be here? Because did I teach you how to find the volume of such a composite shape? What's the formula? It's called cutting off pieces. That's very good, Jordan. I agree. It's called cutting off pieces. So what I would do, I would cut off pieces. I'm going to work out volume, but I'm going to start by doing the volume of this one here. Just the red one. So the red volume would be length times width times height. Look at me write my formula. Then putting in the length, the width, and the height of this one. So the height... Oh, sorry, but they're also not given in centimeters, so let's just quickly adjust here. This is 1 centimeter. That 5 is given as a 5, that's fine. 30 millimeters is that's this height, hey? 3 centimeters.
6 centimeters. There's a 5 on the top. Yeah, but that's 6 centimeters.
No, look here, this height is 3.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, this is
5.
this whole part here is 6 centimeters. This little part here is again 1 centimeter. So if we look at this whole length being 5, okay, we don't have to look at that now. Let's first do the red one. So what we have is 5 for the length. We've got 6, well, that would maybe be other way around, 6 and 5, and the height is 1 centimeter. Okay, that's 30 centimeters cubed. Now I'm going to do the other part that I've cut off. Why are you talking? So this part now is again a cuboid. This cuboid would have a height of 3 centimeters. Again, the order in which you do it is not that important right now. So it's a 6 by 1 by 3. Just need to check that I'm not... And then in the end, I go and I plus the two together. The 18 plus the 30 gives me 48. Okay. Is that good? Is that how I marked yours? Yes. Okay. This, remember that a sum like this, when I need to cut it into 2 parts, is called composite. And we've done composite area sums a lot, where you need to cut the shape into 2 parts. But we haven't really done a lot of composite volumes. So this was a very good example of it can work in both dimensions. Number 20. Find the total surface area of this prism with a triangle cross section. All they mean is it is a triangular prism. Okay, that's why they say triangle cross section. Write your answer in centimeters squared. So the net is given there. I'm again going to add the picture. Let's go. Number 20. We want the surface area. So the first thing, tell yourself, it's surface area. Did we learn a formula for the surface area of a triangular prism? Not really, but we did learn that surface area means that we just plus all the area of all the sides. So it means working out the area of the net. Now they were so kind as to give you the net right there. But the net has no measurements on it. But the triangular prism does. So all you have to do is get these measurements onto your net, which isn't so difficult. Is there any specific unit our answer must be in? They want our answer in centimeters squared. Which means you also have to turn your measurements into centimeters as you go. So this one would be 28.6 centimeters, and that's this length. So do you agree with me that that's what we'll have here?
Yes.
Then I'm now looking for this length, width here. That will be the... No, that would be the 115. Correct. But that's in millimeters, so I'll need to make it 11.5 centimeters. The 138 is this one is there. 138, which is 13.8 centimeters. And then one more thing that I'll need is to work out the area of a triangle, I need its height. And here it's given on the side of the triangle, the height as 92 millimeters. And I can just go write it inside. That'll be 9.2 centimeters. So what do I need? I have two triangles. I've got 2 triangles. Let's firstly work them out. And then I've got 1, 2, 3 rectangles. So I've got 3 of the, are they all the same, the rectangles? No, they're not. I've got 3 rectangles, but I'm going to adjust this to say I've got 2 of these. They are 28,6 by 11,5. And then I've got 1 of these, because this one is 13,8 by 28,6. And once I've got these areas, I can add them together. So, formula for the area of a triangle.
Base times height divided by 2.
Base times height divided by 2. Superb. Okay. The base that we have is 13,8. The height that we have is 9,2. Now again, guys, there's 2 of those triangles. So after I've done base times height divided by 2, I'm going to take my answer and times it by 2 because of the fact that there's 2 triangles. I hate dividing by 2 and then timesing by 2 because it cancels each other out. It's pointless. So I'm not even going to divide by 2 and times by 2. I'm just going to say 13,8 times 9,2. 126,96 centimeters squared. That's now the area of those 2 there. That one and that one put together. Let's color code a little bit. Now I'm working out these 2. The area of a rectangle is length times width, and I've got 2 of them, and I must times by 2, so that's 28,6 times 11,5 times 2. 28.6 times 11.5 times 2. Guys, I'm coming around to check corrections after this, so please make sure you are keeping up with all the writing work, not just the answer. And then lastly, I'm doing this part because it's also a rectangle, but this one has a different width. It's got the same length, but a different width than the red ones. So I'm doing this one by itself. I'm not timesing by 2 because there's only 1 of them. 28,6 times 13,8. 394,68. Now I have to put these 3 together. The red one, the blue one, and the black one. If I plus them all together, I'll get my final answer. Another 126,96. So this question counted 2 marks, and I think I would have given you 1 mark if I saw that you at least did the triangles correctly or something like that.
And 1 mark for the answer.
Okay, do you agree with me?
Yes. Yes.
Is this it? Final one. Feel like I can circle it. I've worked so hard for it. Guys, I cannot see how you can only write an answer at number 20. Look at what it took me to do it. And I was using all my shortcuts. This is as long as it should take you to do it, and this is what should be in your book. Little pictures, the working out, the color coding works wonders. So please make sure that you've got as much as I do. If you only write down the correct answer, I'm still going to suspect cheating or whatever. Okay, so make sure you give me everything you need. The best thing is if you don't do this, there's no way for me to know how you did approach it. I'm just going to mark it wrong. But if you made a mistake somewhere along the line, maybe you did what I was about to do and say these 3 rectangles are all the same size. Maybe you did that. Then I could at least see that that was your mistake, and I could very quickly take 1 mark off, but at least give you 1 other mark. This should, in an exam, count 4 marks. Okay, this is not really a 2-mark question. Okay. Cool. Right, we have to convert meters to kilometers. You guys could all do that pretty well. How many meters in a kilometer?
1,000.
1,000. So that means I need to divide this by 1,000, this number, then I will get it in kilometers. So dividing by 1,000 means taking the comma 1, 2, 3 spaces back. And this is what most of you did. But you didn't read that carefully because the instructions say to the nearest kilometer. And when it says nearest kilometer, you must now round this number off to a whole number kilometer. So that's your nearest kilometer. You obviously want to throw all your decimals away. But just check this number, this 8, is it going to turn the whole number, make it go 1 up, or is it going to stay the same? Go 1 up, 7, 1, 7. So the neighbor is big. It tells the 6 to change, but then I can throw away all my decimals. So the nearest whole number to this is 717 kilometers. And you had to do the rounding off. Please use that little symbol. It's beautiful, and it's okay. That's the symbol for I've rounded off. Arrange the set of measurements in descending order. You cannot arrange in descending order unless you have made a little toolbox where you put them in the same unit, and then you can arrange your originals. Okay, that was the focus. That was the list. Now I'm going to make a little cheat sheet, a little list where I'm firstly just looking at them all in the same unit. What unit would you prefer? I think meters. Well, it really doesn't matter. Centimeters. Okay, let's do centimeters. If I want to turn millimeters into centimeters, I need to divide by 10. Do you see how important your division, your converting list is? So now you need to know this by now. So that's 14,5 centimeters. Now to go from a kilometer to a centimeter, you have to do a few steps, not just one step. To go from a kilometer to a meter, I times by 1,000. And then to go from a meter to a centimeter, I times by 100. Because there's 100 centimeters. So I'm timesing, well, let me just count the zeros. 3, 4, 5 zeros, which means I must move the comma 5 spaces to the right. 1, 2, 3, and I need to jump 4, 5. So that's going to be 100 centimeters. I've jumped over 2 spaces and the comma ended up there. Yes, Jack?
Teacher, does that mean 1 kilometer is 1 million millimeters?
Yes, I think that is it. To go from a kilometer to... No, we're only going to Yeah, you're right. That is 1 million. Good. This one can stay the way it is because it is already in centimeters. And then meters, I have to times 100. So I need to move the comma 1, 2 spaces. So that's 50 centimeters. Only now that I've done this can I actually compare them. Now I can look at them and number them and put them in the right order. They asked for descending, which is down. So your biggest one had to be first. If I look at this list, clearly this is my biggest one. So in my arranging, I'm going to write Remember the original, so it's 0,001 kilometer comes first. After 100 centimeters, the next biggest thing is the 54.